It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, Mzansi, welcome back. Your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is Friday, and we bring you every reason to get hyped and excited for it. And speaking of, JP Sebastian is still here with us. He's still bringing us all the hype when it comes to movies. And this time, it's Oscar nomination movie fiasco time.
Just shout the word Oscars. Friday was all you
So
needed
listen,
to-
I reported on something earlier with regards to the news, obviously
Yes.
mentioning some of these
There were
moments.
some interesting facts.
But let's dive into exactly what you've brought on your list, because there's a lot to get through this morning, right?
There's a pile to get through. So the nominations, as I told you yesterday, were like 3 p.m. yesterday in South African time.
So you haven't slept?
No. Well, 3 p.m. Afternoon, don't worry. But I'm going to have to jet through these, dude, because
Right.
I have 10 categories I'd love to talk about. I'm definitely not going to get through 10 categories.
Cool. So starting with achievements in directing.
And I'd love to talk about like the more technical stuff too, but you have to talk about the most popular categories, and obviously directing is important. I'm happy to talk about. On that list there we see Sean Baker for Nora. He was nominated for The Florida Project, The Brutalist, Brady Corbet, which was interesting to me, learning the pronunciation. Previously did Vox Lux. A complete unknown I'm not too jazzed about. James Mangold is a competent director. He's very good. Ford versus Ferrari.
Oh, yeah,
Logan,
of course.
Great,
Yes,
great
yes.
director. I think was nominated for Ford versus Ferrari. Not my favorite necessarily, however. Jacques Audiard is how you say it.
This is the hype,
Emilia
yeah.
Perez, which, like you said, 13 nominations, preposterous. Jacques Audiard is a great director. I love Aprofet, definitely you try to watch. I loved the Sisters Brothers, beautiful movies that he can make. I haven't seen Emilia Perez. I'm hearing mixed thoughts. And this is the first time a director. How nomination? It feels weird to say that about a good director this good. And finally, Coralie Fargeau for The Substance, which has its own interestingness, which I'll talk about when I get to Demi Moore later. But this is all first-time director nominations, which
Wow.
is pretty impressive. However, I want to talk about who would be... actually, before I talk about who the main contender is, I'm the Dune head here. Like, how is Denis Villeneuve not on this list?
Was that...
I'm leaving.
Actually, wow, the
I'm sorry,
insult.
sorry to our camera guy, but like spontaneously want to leave.
Bro, but I share these sentiments right now, bro. What's up
JP
here?
has to move those sentiments forward. Oscars
Wow.
is whatever. Sometimes it's whatever.
Okay.
The Brutalist, however, is probably the strongest contender in here, and that's Brady Corbet, who I just said with that fancy pronunciation. You can look at a bit of a look of for the Brutalist. We saw this beautiful trailer in the past when I spoke about it, and it's going to come to South Africa in February. This is the problem with the Oscars here in our backwater country, is I haven't seen half of these, but I'm certain that if you're making a movie on like Peanuts and you're still able to make it look like Christopher Nolan stuff, who by the way was obviously best director last year, then we're probably in for something special. He likely will win.
Look at the cinematography here, man. Come on.
And obviously in that category too, but this is director Bradley Corbet. The next category.
Performance by an actor in a supporting role.
We can say supporting male. That works just fine for me too. And last year, 2024, that was Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer.
Yes, I remember that one. Oppenheimer
I'm just
taking
trying to
lots of...
tickle the synapses. Yeah, Oppenheimer was huge. But now you've got tiny people again. Again, these are four first-timers that you've got being nominated here. Yura Borisov for Anora, and people are whining, going, oh, but he barely speaks. It's like, dude, acting is not just speaking. I'm sure that he's doing his job. Anora, I will see, however, halfway through Feb. Kieran Culkin, I spoke about yesterday for Real Pain, and I think he really saves the show in that movie, which is mostly, for me, middling. Other critics love dearly, but Kieran Culkin is, in my corny explanation that I gave yesterday, instinctive as an actor. Edward Norton.
What's going on here? This is so cool.
I mean, geez, he's had 3 nominations in the past. American History X might ring a bell immediately for other people. Birdman.
Yes. I remember that as a goodie.
And Primal Fear, he was great when he was just a lighty in that. So, 4th nomination, not a first timer, definitely. And Guy Pearce, fantastic actor. I wish that Hollywood would have given him more time. We just spoke about Christopher Nolan. This is the guy who co-put Christopher Nolan on the map in a way. With Memento, you definitely should watch. And then finally, obviously, Jeremy Strong, but he is also the strongest contender in this category. Jeremy Strong, for me, might take the category. The reason being is that The Apprentice is timely, of course. It's where he plays Roy Cohn, the guy who made Donald Trump, the lawyer previously to anti-communist freak Joe McCarthy, and then in a way made a freak of his own. And Jeremy Strong, who actually is co-star in Succession with Kieran Culkin, looks like he really pulls out something interesting in that. There's a lot of Trump stuff and movies and media that is going a bit caricature, a bit clownish, but it looks very, very deeply considered. So he's a strong contender, not just in my estimation, because I've not seen it yet, who cares what I say, but a lot of publishers are saying. Jeremy
Nice,
Strong might be
man.
your guy.
All right. Well, we move on, and we've still got a lot to get through. We've just finished with
Yes, sir.
the supporting role. I think
So
there's
we
a
have to
female
go
version of
to
that.
supporting actress, of course. And last year it was Divine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers, which you do owe yourself to. But however, yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. Sorry for the razor there. To see Monica Barbaro of A Complete Unknown. And of course, Bob Dylan movie. You got Timothy Chalamet. But I feel like she's the heart and soul of it. As Joan Baez, she was amazing to me. She probably deserves to be there. Guys, wicked. Ariana Grande is a lot of fun, and honestly, she could even be a successor to someone like Jim Carrey, but we got to be serious. Felicity Jones previously was nominated as leading lady in The Theory of Everything with Eddie Redmayne.
Yeah.
It feels weird that she hasn't become like, that doesn't necessarily make your career. Of course, she was in Rogue One, but yeah, probably should be doing better as an actress in terms of getting roles, because she is good. Isabella Rossellini, Conclave. Again, guys, classic actress, of course, and she has one great scene in this movie. But yeah, I know I just said Yuri Borisov doesn't talk much, but holds his own show. But Conclave, yeah, there were probably other people we could offer there. However, Emilia Perez, like you said,
Again.
13 nominations.
Yeah.
Zoe Saldana. For a surprise to me, you got a little tilde on the end. You have to Saldana.
Is that the correct?
There you go.
Oh, wow.
And in a musical that's fascinating and interesting, I've not seen, fascinating might not be the word. There are lots of complaints, which we can talk about later. But yeah, she's always done strange stuff. Obviously, people know her from Gamora, Guardians of the Galaxy. When I say strange in terms of like being brave, like not necessarily doing like down the line acting kind of stuff. So good for her.
Yeah, she doesn't stick to the archetype at all, trying to constantly break that mold, and I'm here
But
for
yeah,
that.
the reason we're showing you this footage, however, is that she's probably strongest contender for this category.
All right, man.
Four first timers in that.
Love the what's come through already, but we've got to move on. We're now
leading
talking
male.
about the performance by
And
an
last
actor
year was
leading role.
Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer. So yeah, he was fantastic for that in 2024. However, the list this year, we've got Adrian Brody, who previously won for The Pianist. I'm
I
sure.
love that.
Dude,
I love that.
Adrian Brody, for me, he's one of these actors who can like annoy me because he can be a weirdo in interviews and he can be a bit of a cringe dude and whatever. But similar to Jared Leto, you have to admit they're strong. Timothy Chalamet, who I just said for Complete Unknown.
Yep.
Look, biopics are Oscar bait. They're going to get nominated. I do not believe that A Complete Unknown deserves it. And Timothy Chalamet for Dune, really powerful. Like powerful. When you say powerful, it's overused. But dude, Lisan Al-Gaib. Powerful, preposterous that it was snubbed in this. Then I have to say also for supporting actress in Dune, and for supporting actor, and for like all the anyway Zendaya as well. Whatever. Coleman Domingo, Sing Sing, fantastic actor, but yeah, Sing Sing looks beautiful. It looks really heartfelt. Again, South Africa still don't get that. Sebastian Stan for The Apprentice, and I'll get to Conclave in a second for a reason. But Sebastian Stan. Preposterously, Hollywood was too shy to have interviews with him playing Trump because when there's, those actors on actors interviews, no one stepped in to be with him because he's playing Trump. I don't know if they thought it'd be too controversial, but whatever.
Interesting, okay.
Like I said, though, I think Jeremy Strong might be the star of that show in that he's the one who's making the monster. But Sebastian Stan, good for him, going from Bucky Barnes to being, another fascist of another time. However, for Ralph Fiennes for Conclave is probably strongest year because, dude, you got Pope drama. How scary can Pope drama be? But I told you, this is a movie that made me say, yaw. And obviously, needless to say, because Ralph Fiennes is a fantastic actor. Schindler's List, previously The English Patient. I don't need to tell you that this guy is one of our most prized possessions. We should move it along, however.
Yes, swiftly, and I would imagine the female version of this?
The female version. So strange ways to describe it. And especially since we have the interest in, like Emilia Perez, trans actresses who, yes, well, they're female, surprise, surprise. Previously was Emma Stone for Poor Things, and then now, that was 2024. Cynthia Erivo, I do believe that she's really pulling a lot of weight in Wicked, and definitely deserves to be in this category. Carla Sofia Garçon, who, as you said, was the first trans actress to be nominated for Emilia Perez, but it might feel like because Zoe Saldana is American, maybe she'll steal the show, the attention and the limelight. Mikey Madison for Honora, which won the Cannes Palme d'Or. Don't know that she's got a chance, but as a first-timer in her season, she won a lot of breakthrough performances. A lot of the smaller awards were like, well done for being a newcomer. So Oscars might feel like, phew, we don't have to heap praise on her because we've got bigger names. And obviously, Fernando Torres, by the way, this is not how I should have learned that Walter Salles had a new movie. He's a fantastic director. Wow. And surprisingly, only the second Brazilian to be nominated. First was her mom. Her mom was the
Whoa,
first Prince.
keeping in the
lovely.
family.
However, I've got to talk about Demi Moore, and this might be one of those legacy wins. Might be one of these wins where you honor the legacy of an actress, but that's not to take away from her talent, because The Substance, which I've not seen myself because we're still waiting for it in SA, it's interesting that it could be one of these meta stories, because it has to do with a woman dealing with being a woman in the modern world, when at the same time you remember Demi Moore was doing stuff where she's just girly girl for Ghost, and then tried to be like, how do I reinvent myself? How do I do G.I. Jane? And this movie is almost about her in a way. So it's got to be really personal and really, as you can see, quite energetic for her. She won the Golden Globe, and she's probably going to win the Oscar for this too.
Crazy stuff. JP Sebastian, a reminder, when are the Oscars taking place?
7th of March, if my memory serves correctly.
All right, so I'm assuming that you might be back with some more, giving us more of the hype in terms of our nominations and everything else that's involving it.
Certainly. We hope that LA can get a break from the fires. That's where a lot of these postponements have been coming from. So, yeah, we'll see.
I'm here for it. Thank you so much, JP Sebastian, getting us hyped for movies as always, getting us into the spirit of the weekend. And with that being said, Mzansi, a lot for you to still look forward to. We've got kitchen food coming at you, we've got entertainment and a whole lot. So you are in for a treat. You just sit back and enjoy. See you soon.
Only you can make